What is your daily market review for Monday, February 10th, 2025? Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka The Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Monday, February 10th, 2025. Hopefully you had a great weekend. As we come into this week, we know the big data coming up is CPI and PPI Wednesday and Thursday. You have a little bit of earnings coming up, but it's mostly going to be data driven, especially, you even have retail sales on Friday. As we've talked about, the economic data is falling off a cliff. Inflation data should collapse, but man, I don't know how much egg prices and I don't know, some of these things might hold things up, because as of right now, it seems like there's definitely a manufacturing of good data from the past and then overemphasizing stuff today. Again, because we understand it or not, the egg prices were going to go up when we had the bird flu come through the West Coast and they had to kill off a bunch of chickens. Makes sense. But at this point, that stuff's not really as important as a long-term inflation outlook, which I think needs to, they need to get to collapse for the rates to go down. And so at this point, bad news is bad news, good news is bad news, and good, I don't know, it just seems like that at this point. So be careful out there. Either way, whatever you're doing, trade it, manage your position, do the best you can, be thoughtful. And if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. I'd love to help out. If you're new to trading, need help, you have questions, have thoughts, insights, want any help, do not hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Love helping people grow, learn how to trade, whether you're buy, selling, investing in stocks, or if you need real estate help. Again, as the trading agent, that's what one of the things that I do is I love helping folks invest in real estate. And so if you want to take 30 minutes, jump on a call, use the link in the description below. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also on X, posting trades, thoughts, ideas. Check it out. It's talking about some of the stuff today with hymns and what's going on. And then again, if you would like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, you'll get when these recaps come live. If you want to, hit the donate button. Again, I always appreciate it. There's no requirement to donate, but if you'd like to, hit the thanks button. Want to drop a thank you in the Venmo or PayPal, I appreciate it. Again, it's no big deal. At some point, we'll probably be a pay for service, but at this point, I just enjoy helping people. We're not at that point where it takes up endless amounts of my time. So keep involved. And if you want, check out, again, tradingagent.com, tons of resources, recaps, information, the real estate videos, education series, market reviews. It's literally all there. Recommended reading. Man, so much. We got the updates on the tweets, a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. So we know going into the March meeting, nothing. Again, unless the market collapses, I don't think there's going to be a cut in the March meeting. It's been hovering between, as you can see, between 20 and 6%. Very low, very low. But again, we got the inflation data coming. That's going to be important. Bitcoin, I'm sorry, Bitcoin, you are not acting like gold at this point. Again, I don't know, but long term, I hate to play the absolute knowledge. No, I don't. Nobody does. Everyone's just postulating. Unless you are from the future. You're a time traveler, leave a comment below. Time travelers, please leave comments. No, it just seems like we're in the chop zone. I've said this. Get below 91,000, it fails. Get over 108, you're going. Either way, it's just chop. Oils we talked about, probably due to bounce down here. Got a decent bounce today. Okay, we'll see how long this lasts. Natural gas seems to be holding the 3 area. Again, I'd like to see this in a 2 handle, maybe even upper ones. That would be a gift from the freaking trading gods. Dollar, as we've talked about, been holding up really well. I'm surprised we haven't gone down the channel low in 200-day. I feel like it's coming at some point, but we're holding up. And holding up means it's holding up. Again, a lot of this stuff could go sideways until the data. Again, like I posted to say, like TLT, probably not going anywhere until the inflation data. Why? Why would it go anywhere? Look at the volume is just dying. Nobody wants to make a move. They're all waiting. VIX, as we've talked about, bottoming down here makes sense. Okay. Watching this 14, 15 level. VIX typically bottoms first, right? At the 200-day, looking like pretty solid support here. SPY, nice pump today of $4 after the Friday beatdown. Okay. And Solstice said, Jay Solstice said the same thing. Like everyone was thinking like Friday down, Monday down, then Tuesday went up. Well, here we go. We got data coming middle of the week. If we rally back, I would probably bet that we drop on the data if I had to guess. Same kind of thing, holding around areas, making lower highs, lower lows to come. We'll see. It's just a big choppy, sloppy pattern, and you have to evolve your mindset as the pattern evolves. Like you can't say, well, this is a downtrend when we keep chopping. Like you have to Use your brain, use your noggin. You know, that's the thing. People are always like, you said this and you said, I'm like, I have to change my opinion based on the evidence and the data. It's not my job to sit here and say, it's a downtrend when it looks like it's going into the chop cycle. And again, I think it will go lower in time, right? Like I have, I don't know, not zero doubt, but I have strong convictions. But at this point, I mean, it's just, when does it do? Maybe it's after earnings. Maybe it's the middle of the month, like I showed you guys in the Stock Trader Almanac notes and recurring patterns. IWM, this is what sucks about, I mean, it's getting tough to trust the market, right? When IWM's looking like dog shiznit, seems to be stuck here around the 220s. Keep an eye on it. Dia had a nice, I mean, it bounced with McDonald's today, but nothing much, right? Not much. Gold, again, this is what's, again, I've said this, I'm on record. I mean, this is what I've been saying for what I seem like a broken record here. I'll show you guys my monthly. I've been saying this for a while. Keep in mind now, near term. Who was saying this? I mean, I drew this like 20 years ago. It's like, this is going to be a big ass cup and handle. And when you get to this level up here, the 270, let's just, here. This is what's kind of cool. I can draw a line and then literally just drag it all the way. Don't be surprised if we get a little tired. And I'm not saying, you know, it's going to get destroyed. But that's your upside target. This is what's awesome about Q charts. I can duplicate this on every chart now. And then swing, there it is. We've talked about gold leading. But here's the problem. Silver today. Again, J-Soul's showing someone's buying a ton of puts. It's not acting right. We're at resistance, chopping around. Again, bullish over it, bearish if it doesn't get over it. That's all you need to know. GDX, miners, again, been holding up pretty well, playing catch up. Cool. We'll see what happens here. Again, if you look at these charts, we talked about them needing to catch up. They're looking pretty solid. But again, just silver ain't really doing it for me. And so be careful. AEM, we've talked about. This is the leader. This is the boss of the silver, Start over. Gold patch. I like them the most. Holding up. AG has earnings. When is that? Did I already have it? I think it must have. I can't remember. It's like, man, all these weeks are melting together. Oh, no, sorry. You have Barrick and AG on Wednesday morning. Chopping around. We'll see how they act, right? Typically, these things get throttled. Newmont. See, we talked about it. You could have bought down here at support. I mean, you zoom out and you go, what support day? And you're like, look at this. I mean, I don't need to draw it every time, but I guess you have to. In here. Maybe I just didn't save. I don't know. Either way. And now, where are we at? I mean, over the 100, 200 day? We've talked about it. If you could buy these names, I was on record saying this. If you bought this stuff down here and you came back a year from now, 18 months from now, you're not going to care. Near term, you're going to see the volatility. I think we bottomed. We talked about, is it the bottom, which means like there's not much pullback coming? That's the question. Because again, if you've traded these names before, you know they play games, y'all. They absolutely play games. Taiwan Semi, again, the first move off the bottom is a nice bounce, but it can pull back. Stuck, I mean, again, I think semiconductors are the easiest short long term. Keep an eye on it. Micron, right? Seems to be holding the mid 80s, but doesn't mean it's necessarily strong. It's just zoom out, right? Like, as the market's near new all-time highs, and the Q is like, look at these semi names. It's acting like shit. Excuse my language. Sorry to swear. AMD, same thing. We talked about it. It's like due to bounce, but if you don't bounce, that'd be nuts. Nuck and futs. NVDA, right? We talked about this, posted this today, said, okay, if we gapped up, all right, watch the 150-day cross. Doink! Is that loud? I hope not too loud. Boom! There we go. Again, I like the short in here because, again, when you go have 5 or 6 straight up days, you're due for a pullback. This is why we talk about layering into trades, but look at the action up here. Now it's very simple. You see a retest, you do what you got to do. SMCI, again, I'm always like amazed that, like, it seems like when it's dead, the stock wakes up, right? I'm like, it's probably going down just a little. I mean, 15 to 47. Now this thing maybe up to 54, but now that I'm bullish on it, and I'm not like bullish, but it's acting bullish. This is what gets so freaking hard about these names, is that they can literally play games. Like, as soon as it looks obvious that we're going higher, here it comes. Again, auditors gave up on it. I'm not really too inclined to trade it. But again, I mean, own it long term, but trade it, fuck yeah, go ahead. Intel, again, another trading name, stuck in the range lows. I don't think it's going anywhere. AVGO got a nice bounce with the chip names today, but again, cannot get over this like mid 230s, 240 area. SMH, Up a little bit today again, 20-day watching. Adobe's, we talked about, so this is what I love, binary spots, 20-day. Look at that. Wow. Nice bounce. Okay. Again, we said this could be a head and shoulders bottom 20-day. Now, when we say head and shoulders bottom, is like this the bottom to go up forever? I don't know that. But it definitely can be one of those moments where it's like, all right, maybe it can rally up the 50-day, maybe the 100-day. Look at this zone at 480. I don't know. Good trade. If you took it applesauce, we identified this very clear pattern hitting the 100-day, chopping. Again, I think the 200-day is coming. Just be careful. Amazon dumped on earnings. I don't know if dump's the right word, but just dropped, and here we are chopping. Right? Meta was kind of soft all day. Feels like a weird choppy rolling top, but look at these wicks. Somebody's distributing up here. It's just they're like, oh, I'll sell for a couple hours. I'll sell in the afternoon. I'll let it ride and then sell in the afternoon. They're doing it every day. Keep an eye on it. CRM, we've talked about this one. CRM AI, I mean, that shit is overrated, man. It's easy to have AI in your CRM, but you also can use a ton of other stuff. But we'll keep an eye on it. Again, it looks like a double top. Guggenheim drops on earnings. Talked about the 50-day having to hold. You broke it. Look where we bounced yesterday, Friday. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Again, I think tech is the long term, the weakest sector. Microsoft going nowhere fast. NDAQ, if you short it up at 84, high five, my man. My man. We talked about double top. Look at that. Double top. Perfecto. Perfection. Even in the market's rising, it is down. It is showing you somebody is distributing. Que bueno. I guess it's not. That's the Italian Spanish in me. MicroStrategy. This looks like dead money. Talked about this. Oh, yawn. Netflix, man. Got to give Jay Solstice, my man, the credit. Kind of stopped watching Netflix as I was watching some other things. He said 10:30 was coming. I was like, no way, man. No way. Yes way. Yes way. This is what I'm telling you. You're a probability-based trader. You will be wrong. Your goal is to win 70, 77, 75, 78% of the time. You can do that, you're a freaking pro. You're going to be wrong. And that's the saying. I don't mind being wrong and admit it. Look at that. Perfect. Nice call. Again, I'm going to give credit when I'm wrong and to people who are right. Roblox, we talked about this earnings. I mean, this thing was on fire. I was like, oh, I missed it. Now the 20-day. Interesting, right? PanW. Again, we like the cybersecurity names. Don't leave me. I was like, please just get stuck in here. Go in the chop zone. Fail, please. Please. We'll see. Tesla, again, Elon clearly is getting... And this is what I hate when people don't listen to me. I'm like, oh, after a big move, you should take some profits. No, holding forever. Now we've dropped $150 almost off the highs. Do the math. I mean, again, if you would have managed your gains, you would have taken some profits. You could have rolled it in, start buying some dips. Again, I'm not going to have an opinion on this one. They're overpriced. The stock's way overpriced. So I don't know what the right price is in this. And again, the car industry has minimal margin. So it's what are they going to do with all this knowledge? That's the key. Keep an eye on it. Again, like Elon, like Doge, like what they're doing, but it's not looking like it's helping for business. Insight talked about having earnings coming up. Glad not chasing this one. Again, I like this. I like to see this thing in the 50s, man. I hope it gets back there. Hims talked about the short today on the 10-minute. Easy trade, gave it up, made 2 points. Again, if you want to go all in shorting this, I think you have references along the 2 times range. Again, the Super Bowl ad, it didn't I mean, I'm amazed at the Bulls. They're like, this is game-changing shit. And it's like, what? Weight loss pills? Are you fucking kidding? Excuse my again, that doesn't really make people lose weight. Get out of here. They're already been dying with Ozempic, and they know it doesn't work. So, I mean, how many people are really going to jump into weight loss pills? Again, I don't think they overestimate the value of that advertising. Not to say that this can't go higher long term. I'm not saying that, but after you go from 24 up to 46, basically, is it priced in? That's what you have to ask yourself. And it's like, yeah, is this pulling some sort of like Tesla straight line move near the high? Then it digests? That's what I'd be worried about. Palantir, we've talked about this one holding up really damn well. Look at that doji on Friday. We're going to the next fib. Don't do that, Dan. To the next fib extension. It's like we're going to the 2618 player. Okay, well, congrats if you're bullish. McDonald's, worst earnings they've seen in freaking 5 years. Gap's up. Okay. Does it need to fill the gap? I mean, again, I'm not sitting here saying go for short in it, but I would be looking at shorts on that pop. I mean, I don't think their numbers are changing anytime soon. DKNG, again, I like the short up here in the mid-40s. Again, past Super Bowl, what else is now left to bet on? NBA? College basketball? Okay, let's see. Airbnb, chopping around, 200-day. Watching Costco, right? We've talked about this one being a beast. And it feels like it should take a dump up here, but I don't know. We talked about this like breaking out, head formation, head, or is this like going parabolic again? Which is, to me, this is kind of out of control. This isn't some sort of like valuation stock where, there's no PE and it's going like this is a retailer. This is a brick and mortar retailer that saturates the whole world. I don't know how much upside it has near term. That's all I would say. Starbucks, again, I told you, like, I like the short. I don't know where. I'd probably be watching the 8 and 10 day. If we get below 110, it probably dumps. FedEx, chopping around. Again, we talked about this one being a good short at the highs, bouncing. Again, nothing goes in a straight line. But here's the thing. It acts like crap during a strong market. It's telling you something, right? Caterpillar holding the 200-day. Deere has earnings coming up, so please be careful. This one's had a nice move. Nucor got a sick bounce today on some of the tariff stuff. I would be careful up here. Not to say that this can't, like, long term will be fine. I don't want to chase this stuff. I just don't. Again, the VIX bottom. I mean, I've never seen stocks bottom with the VIX going to 23. X, again, I think it gets bought out at some point. VALE, keep an eye on it, right? Seems to be chopping. Arrow, we talked about junior copper. I mean, I know some people taking stabs down here. Again, disappear. Talk to me in a week. Sorry, not a week, a couple months. Maybe next 2026. Probably going to be fine. But it could get very volatile in the meantime. CCJ, chopping around. CF, chop around, right? We like these names. We like ag. We like materials. We love commodities. We love all this shit, y'all. Love it. NTR, love it. But again, I don't want to chase it. I really want, like, again, it's trading versus investing. If you're investing, it's a very big difference. You should be watching it every day. You should be watching the recap to, like, trade around your positions. Maybe here and there, but in general, again, if you're buying some of the stuff the long run, let it go. Again, we love aluminum. Who doesn't love aluminum foil, right? If you're really into conspiracy and tin foil hats, no, aluminum goes in everything, guys. Lightweight material, pretty strong. Anyway, keep an eye on it. XLF. This is where it gets a little fucking interesting, right? We talked about, like, financials probably hold the biggest burden of debt with everything coming up. I'm like, is this a bull trap? Look at this son of a bitch, chop top. We closed right at support. Keep an eye on it. JP Morgan, like I said, I got long-term puts, got them dirt cheap. Pretty much not that expensive either now. But defined risk, this looks like a left-right combo. This looks like a left-right where you have green, red, and then engulfing bar down. Bow, 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 bow. Extreme, not extreme, but increasing volume. Worth a watch, right? Morgan Stanley, right? These things have been holding up really well. Watch the 20-day, right? Bank of America chopping around. This one hasn't been holding up as well as the other ones. 20-day, Goldman Sachs. This one's been just flying off the handles. Holding up. Carry. Talked about this is a bull trap. Bull crap, bull trap. You tell me, right? Again, I don't trust banks at all. Keep it on. XBI, we talked about this being a risk-on name. It just seems to be going nowhere. Sideways. Not much to say about it. Feels like it's going lower. Jets. We talked about the Jets are done. Aaron Favre's leaving. Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers. No, I mean, we talked about this. Like, it's not going to be easy for the airlines, in my opinion, in time. We have a choppy, sloppy, toppy. Keep an eye on it. Housing stocks got a little bounce today. Again, not surprised, right? Like, this thing is, it's topped out. And now we're just chopping around. Keep an eye on it. Solar, 5 seconds of solar. All right. Bounce. Dead. It's probably time to buy some of these long term, but not now, in my opinion. See who gets murdered in this whole scene. We'll keep an eye on it. HYG. Again, I like the idea of buying puts on corporate debt long term. Don't buy like next week's, but I don't know why we wouldn't get back to some. Again, this one's just a hard one because it doesn't move as fast. But I don't see any reason why you'd be buying corporate debt down here, in my opinion. Just my insights. Oil, talked about it due for a bounce. You got it. You got some bounce, right? You hit the 200-day, hit the 50, all those little guys. UNG, again, I hate this product. Drop the mic. Getting angry about the UNG. I hate this product. Yeah, it's absolute dog shit. Keep an eye on it. Again, we talked about the KLD as the short. Shorted up in the 80s, cover some. Now, again, you need to be taking some profits down here. Just trust me on that. XOP, right? We talked about this one. All over the place. That is some seriously frustrating action. You did close over the high, so it looks a little better. We talked about how the gasoline names need a lead. They're not leading. today, but they did make new highs off the lows last week. So it's interesting to see what happens here. Your guess is good as mine on this stuff near term. CVE, we talked about, like, this junior name looks freaking juicy down here. Makes sense to me. We talk about ExxonMobil chopping around, keep an eye on it. Again, I'm not getting too excited about these things, but hell yeah, BP. We talked about this. Talked about this one. There was some call action. Again, shout out to the Discord room. Jay Solstice in particular, really pounding the table on this one. When he showed it to me, it made sense. We talked about the trend line breaking. We talked about it chopping around, waiting. Booyakasha. Now, near term, it might be a little just time for a chop. Again, great trading, man. I appreciate all the love, support, the posting the trades, generous donations. You guys are awesome. Occidental, right? Again, I don't think Buffett loses on this long term. Looks like a big chop range. EQT, again, this is another name that people talked about potentially holding. And again, we talked about like holding up. Looks really good. And last but not least, the Flex LNG. Flex on them. Okay. Got any questions? Again, be careful. You're going into the CPI, PPI data. Again, the idea that you're up into something is more likely a trap. If you were down into something, same thing, kind of trap. If we chop around, it'll be hard to know it's coming the rest of the week. So keep an eye on tomorrow. Is kind of a dead day. Don't be surprised if we just sleep on this one. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.